All right. So could you tell me a little bit about a HELOC?
I can, yeah. HELOCs are like an open line of credit that you open based on the equity in your home.
Okay.
So you take out, it's called a home equity line of credit, and it's usually based on a variable interest rate.
Okay.
So there are pros and cons to that. If you're going to use a HELOC for a large purchase, let's say down payment on a new house, and you're not going to pay it off for a while, it might not be your best option.
Okay.
So we also have HELoans. But for HELOCs, it's a variable interest rate, so it's going to, vary depending on what prime is at that time, usually prime plus a margin. You can take out up to a certain loan to value on your home. And then that is a line of credit that you can literally write a check for stuff. So it's best utilized for home repairs, or let's say you need a $10,000 a new heater in your house or something. That would be a good use for it. And then home equity loans are fixed rates. So that's the pro on the home equity loan is it's fixed instead of variable, but you take out all the money at once.
Yeah.
So you start paying on it right away.
Right away.
Whereas with home equity lines of credit, you only pay on what you borrow.
Yeah. A HELOC, you take out $100,000. You don't have to use the 100,000, or that's why a lot of flippers will use it, or home renovations. Say you estimated it might cost 70 grand, but you know how things come up and all of a sudden you might need 80, 90 grand.
It's
so
100,
so it's good to have that extra where the HELoan, if you take out 70 grand and you need 90, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Right?
You
Because
get
what you take out. Yeah. So it's very different that way. Like you said, HELOC is like a credit card almost.
Yeah, you're borrowing your equity in the home, and if you can pay it back in a shorter amount of time, that's good. Usually HELOCs are interest only for the first 5 to 10 years, whereas HELoans are going to be principal and interest right away.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you can get a $150,000 HELOC line and not use all of it.
Yeah.
You could use only $20,000, $30,000, whatever you need, like you said, for flipping homes.
And you only pay interest on what you borrow.
Yes.
And then, obviously they're in the wrong situation, you don't want to do them, but the right situation, they both can help for sure. I just, one thing I like is not all lenders offer it. And so not all lenders will tell you about it or explain it. And they might just not know much about it if they don't offer it, it's like they don't really understand it, or they've been told that's a bad thing.
Right. Yeah, there's some, negative misnomers out there about it.
Yeah. And then, like you said, it's you use it in the right way. Like the interest goes up, you don't want to be overextended, right? It is a loan that you have to pay back, so you don't want to put yourself in a bad situation. But
another thing we use them for would be like a first and a second mortgage on a new home.
Okay.
To avoid mortgage insurance. So let's say someone only has 10% to put down.
Yeah.
You do an 80% first mortgage and a 10% second mortgage.
Oh, wow.
And it's a home equity line of credit or a HELoan.
Yeah.
And so together you're getting 90% loan to value.
Yeah.
Coming in with 10%, and then you don't have mortgage insurance.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So that saves you money.
Yes.
That's cool.
And then you just pay off that second mortgage sooner if you can to avoid higher interest.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
2 of the drawbacks for a HELOC.
So the pros and cons. We've talked about some of the pros. The cons are that it's based on variable interest.
So it could go up.
It could go up. It means it also could go down, but it could go up.
Yeah.
Like mine, I think I took out a couple of years ago. It was like 4.5%. And now it's a 9.5%.
Oh, wow.
So it could change drastically. So if you have a large balance on that, that's a negative.
Yeah.
That's where the HELoan is nice, but the cons to the HELoan are that it's a higher interest rate to start out.
Okay.
So let's say it's 1% higher, just for number's sake. You're paying 1% higher fixed on whatever you draw out. Well, and a lot of people have money in their homes and they don't know how to access it, like without selling.
Yes.
Like I have a house that I've owned for many years. It was my childhood home. Grew up there. I don't want to sell it,
Yeah.
but I've got a lot of equity in it. So what I did was I took out a home equity line of credit.
Yeah.
And I use it when I need it.
Nice. Yep. That's so smart. This is one of the reasons why I wanted to do this. I reached out to you a while ago. I was talked to a lady. I met a nice lady who she has all this equity in their house, and they want to be able to use the money, and she didn't know anything about a HELOC.
Wow.
She didn't know, like she had all these informed like ideas about it, and she didn't really understand them. So I was explaining it to her, and yeah, so it's super. She was super excited because her and her husband are thinking about buying investment property. They bought their house, I think for I think 4 something, and it's worth like 8 something, and she's paid off like half the loan. Like, I think she has 500,000 or 600,000 in equity in the house. That I'm like, that's a huge amount of money.
Yeah.
That if you don't know how to access it, it sits there. It doesn't really do you any good.
Yeah.
But if you can take it out and invest it and make it grow, that's the goal.
Yeah,
right?
and if you're looking at getting into that, it might be a smart idea to buy houses in places where you would want to vacation.
Yeah.
Buy them as a second home. Only put 10% down.
Yeah.
And then with second homes, you can actually do short-term Airbnbs.
Okay.
No long-term leases, because that would be considered a true investment property.
Yeah.
But that would be a really good way. Like, let's say someone lives in California, they want to buy a house in Florida.
Yeah.
Buy it as a second home, take out 10% from their home equity line of credit to put down, and then kind of go from there.
That's smart.
Yeah.
That's really a good idea. I like that. Especially people around here, they could go up to Cascade or
Yeah.
McCall or something.
It does have to be over 100 miles from your current home.
Okay.
But if it's in a resort town, a second home can be closer than 100 miles.
Okay.
So we're in,
I'm not sure how far away.
McCall, Cascade. I know McCall is almost exactly 100 miles from
Okay.
Eagle. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So that's cool.
But
okay.
but Tamarack counts as a resort town, so it doesn't have to be 100 miles.
Nice. Okay. That's cool. I still haven't been there.
You haven't?
No. I haven't been to Tamarack
What?
yet.
I see
No.
all your videos of all these cool things you're doing. You haven't
I
been to
haven't
Tamarack?
been there. No. You gonna take me?
Yes, absolutely.
It looks so
It's
beautiful.
like an hour and a half away.
I've seen videos. It looks amazing,
Yes,
but I haven't
it's
been there.
gorgeous. Yeah.